news uncensored. You are now rocking with the best. Make sure that you follow us on social media. Also, share and hit the like button for the best sound in the industry. Go down in the description box and get you a pair of Beats headphones right now. And now for our feature presentation. The hip hop business section on hiphopun.com. T.I. has been doing a lot. He's done a lot over the years, but now he's trying to give back to the community. So T.I. is actually on a mission now, rebuilding his old neighborhood in the Center Hill section of Atlanta. Now, in 2017, he started a real estate company called Buy Back the Block, and this is by way, the Atlanta Star. I want to give due credit, where it's due. Now, in a recent interview, T.I.P. said he partnered with fellow Atlanta rapper Killer Mike, and they brought up one building, the Bankhead Seafood Building, a beloved eatery that closed earlier, in the year down there. So far, they said T.I. spent about $2 million out of his own pocket and reinvesting in the neighborhood. Now, T.I. goes on to say, I grew up in the 1980s and 90s in the Center Hill section of Atlanta, just off Bankhead Highway. He told the Ink. Back then, the part of town was considered the low end of the middle class. After the crack era, the community stalled, and from 1994 to 2012, it became extremely desolate areas for business. There's no major grocery store chain. There's no fresh produce. There's no CVS. There are only liquor stores. So yeah, man, definitely, this is dope, man. To see, because this is one thing that I always criticize. Rappers, you can do what you want, with your money, but when the conditions of the neighborhood, when you go back into the conditions now, and now you're getting shot at and killed, it's because, not to say directly, but indirectly, because you got to reinvest to build up these neighborhoods, and one way is, through healthy eating and education. So I definitely salute T.I., but I want to hear what Sam Man has to say, and I'll allude more on this, on the back end. What do you think about T.I., man, investing, putting his money where his mouth is, essentially?
You took the words out of my mouth. I was just about to say that. I think this is a situation where you clearly see T.I. putting his money where his mouth is. He's not someone out here that's going to be talking about issues, him being on the forefront of one of the main celebrities, especially hip hop artists, on the forefront of social issues that plague our country nowadays, especially as Black Americans in this country. Him really talking about change and really want how to invite and bring on change when it comes to banking and taking your money and dollar out of certain corporations in order to really start having conversations that affect this community. And I think when you see a situation where he's going back directly to where he lives and planning and putting roots back there for people to see a different kind of light that he's seen back in the 80s and 90s, I think he's doing exactly what we need to do as not just hip hop artists, not just entertainers, not just people with money, but this is how we really begin to invoke change, is starting to police and take care of our communities and our neighborhoods, and then branch that out. What T.I. is clearly doing is leading by example, and it's great that we highlight this, and shout out to OGOD for even bringing this conversation up, because right now, if you check T.I. on Google little things, you're going to see Tiny. You're going to bring back the incident with the golf course. It's a whole bunch of smoke screens and bullshit to keep you distracted from real major things that people are doing out here. And shout out to Killer Mike as well, Atlanta staple out there. Anytime you see Killer Mike's name on something, you know it's for the community, you know it's positive. So shout out to them brothers, man. They pay it forward, lead by example, man. We salute you, T.I., and just keep doing what you're doing.
Yeah, man. Like we say, this is like the real, when you talk about, the consciousness, stuff like this, reinvesting, in the community, because if you look, in our communities is often, there's lack of, because we have lack of, things like people want to eat healthy, but it's too expensive, and that's also one of the things that T.I., wanted to do. He said he wanted to make it not, when he reinvesting in the community, he doesn't want to make it too expensive, where people, can afford it, because a lot of people in our community are on fixed incomes. But if the children, had a role model, and this is like for every man listening, like a lot of kids in our community don't have fathers. A lot of brothers that I know, they always had a story, and I'm sure that they didn't have a father. We did when we grew up. You know what I mean? So maybe like even like kids in our neighborhood, every man can challenge himself to mentor, or help other brothers in the community if you got kids or not. Whenever you can, because that helps. Because if they have a role, because they see if kids saw rappers start to do this stuff, they will actually emulate this stuff too. They emulate the bad, but they'll also emulate the good. We see that, when you got your son, when you do positive things, he'll do positive things. If you do negative things, he'll do negative things. So That's what it all comes down to. And that's why, it's even, I think it's horrible, to see, these rappers and even the execs, exploit the black community the way they do and don't give anything back to it, because it's almost like you don't give a damn. You know what I mean? So this is big right here. You see other people like Rick Ross, you see brothers all over really doing it. But to highlight Jay Prince, you know what I mean? You got brothers that's really doing some things and that they need to be highlighted. And that's one thing that we're going to specialize on our platform. Yeah, we dig into the other stuff and all as part of hip hop, but we definitely dig in, to the real business stuff. But go ahead, Sam, man.
Oh God, you brought up a couple things. When I went on live when Triple X died, shout out to Viral Hip Hop News, everyone that subscribe to the movement. And I talked about Triple X and how us, if you're 29, 30 years old right now, you are an OG, whether you want to be or not. It's up to us, whether you have a son, whether you have children, whether you're uncle, whatever you are, to really go out here and touch one of us and make sure that we're doing the right things and giving them the right the values to continue to go on, because they're chewing our children up and they're spitting them out ruthlessly. They don't care. And if we don't do it, if the parents don't do it, then, like I said, they're just going to get chewed up and spit out. You see what they're doing. They're getting younger and younger. When we see the body count, these children dying by police, they're getting younger and younger and younger. And that's scary when we have sons and nephews and kids and granddaughters and daughters and nieces growing up in this reality, and it's too close to home. So it's up to us as OGs, whether you have a parent or not. If you're 29, 30, if you hit that age where you've already lived and done your life, your responsibility is now is to take care of someone next to you. Make it your personal responsibility. I don't care how corny that sounds or whatever. And you see T.I. doing that through his foundation. This brother has 5, 6 kids, but he's still seeing and understanding his responsibility in touching things. Now, I don't want, because I made a comment about him and his wife, and I don't want the female demographic of people saying that we're not shedding light on that. What I simply am saying is his personal relationship is none of our fucking business. Right. We have no business talking or knowing about what he's doing in his personal space and how that's affecting his home. None of our business. When he's out here directly affecting our community and doing things, we're going to critique it. When he's doing positive things and promoting and doing the things he's doing right now, we're going to highlight it. And that's what we do right here on the Uncensored Truth podcast.
Yes, sir. But you're listening to the Uncensored Truth podcast with your brother, Old God and Sam, man. We're going all the way in today, but we need your participation as you're watching right now. Hit that like button, everybody listening, and make sure that you share this video.